What's up, traders? Two trades today, CREE and CHS. One winner, one loser. Let's get to it. All right, traders, so CREE, we're going to start here. No live trades again today. They're just moving too slow right now. Summer months are definitely coming. The momentum in both my trades, they weren't really worth, showing the live trades. They're more so just looking for, the right spots. Maybe my first entry here on CREE could have been worth, just reading the top a little bit. But as you can see, it was no different than the ones in the past. We just kind of felt we actually didn't really get the top that well. The top was 60.93, and we actually got 60.57. We actually had the top, and we were feeling the top, and we actually got this as it was coming back down. So we didn't hit it a little too early. We were just looking for this previous high here to fail as it was coming back down, which she actually ended up trying 61 a couple more times where we would have been looking to get an ad, but she never actually got over there. And so she came down, tested VWAP. We were actually just looking for a little bit more since we were only in for the 50 shares. She gave us a nice quick pop right off of VWAP, so we decided to add there, thinking that this might be one of the quick cover pops off of VWAP and then continue down. However, she decided to grind a little bit, and she actually got all the way back up to 60.50. And that's where she decided to fail. We actually thought about adding here again, but we were happy with our position in where we were, so we didn't really want to risk that too much. And she came down, tested VWAP again. We took half the position there just in case she wanted to try to do the same thing, but she decided to continue through. And at this point, we were just kind of waiting for the selling pressure to really kind of die, and then just looking for that first little bit of a bounce to get out. Because, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 14 minutes just for this move right here. So we were just kind of waiting for this thing to kind of stop moving down. And this was kind of the first sense that it was. So we decided to jump out. We actually had a limit order in at 59.05. We never actually got filled. She did get down there, but we didn't get the fill. And sure enough, right after we got out, she did pop up, test VWAP, and not really test it. Never really got back up there, but she's kind of continuing down. So that was CRE. Not too bad on that one. We actually made $89 on that one. But over to CHS, this was our loser. And there was a couple lessons to be learned here. I keep telling myself over and over again with my strategy that if on my first entry, which was here at 370, she actually hit a high of 374. We felt the top pretty decent there, but she decided to consolidate, and she decided to make a move over that previous high. And I keep telling myself, if it's doing this, the odds are she's going to do exactly what she did. And I need to start cutting my position here for the small loss. And then if I want to get back in based off of the move it makes, I can get back in and with a better average instead of really just holding through and averaging up. So especially with the commission structure that will favor me as far as getting in and out of trades now, this really shouldn't be an excuse. One of my old excuses with SureTrader was, I would hold on to my position because if I was doing this, it'd be $5 every time I hit the button. But, for 300 shares, if it's only, $1.20, it's no excuse. So, and then again, so needless here nor there, as she does continue up and we get our average up to 375, she decides to do it again. And, I really wanted to wait for this pop over 4. But as you can see on this candle, she came up to 395 or 396 and got shoved down. And she got back up to 396 again and was getting shoved back down. And on this one, I just felt like, okay, if she's getting shoved down again, I'm going to jump in, for my, the big ad up top and look for this to continue down towards VWAP. So we got in at 393, and then sure enough, right after we got in, she decided to make that run over 4. I was a little upset with myself because this is where I should have been getting that ad. And, the theory is you go 1, 1, 2, 4, and then you can cut if, that last ad doesn't work. So I should have been in 1,200 shares over 4, and this thing would have been nice and peachy. This would have been a decent trade, at least a break-even trade. But, just kind of scared myself out of it. I really need to start realizing that sometimes when you are starting to feel uncomfortable, that's when you should be making your moves. And this was definitely the spot where I should have been making my move, and that would have been great. But since we were sitting here waiting. This thing just kept trying to get under 90 over and over again. And we told ourselves if this thing started to curl above this level here, which was 394. So we actually put a stop in at 395. And sure enough, she went up and hit it. And it looked like she was going to, she did go, did she get over 4? Nope. She went right to 4, and then she kind of stopped, and now she's finally making her move down because she failed 4. But you don't know that's going to fail 4. After she consolidates like this, felt like it was getting held up a little bit. It really did feel like she was going to, really kind of continue her move upwards. So, is what it is. We, at least we respected our risk on this, even though we messed up twice. So really, if we had the discipline here to cut as it was going over, and we would have had a higher average if we got back in, or if we would have stuck to the plan as well as far as getting that top ad over that, or that last big ad over the whole dollar break, that would have also made it a good trade. So 2 mistakes, and this is exactly what we wanted, guys. These are the trades we did want on paper. So I'm not upset about this. We wanted to find these so that we could have this practice and realize, okay, these are the reasons I keep having, these bigger losses. And these are the reasons that I needed to be on paper in the first place, so that I can recognize, okay, I didn't cut this. I should have cut this. I should have added that last ad here and risked off of it, or risked off the high day that it made. Because, what if I got in, at 401, the high day is 404, you have to suck up that 4 cents and, risk off 405. And sometimes it's going to come up and you're going to hit that 405 and you're going to be taking all 2,400 shares, because, it could, spike up and, just keep going against you. But guess what? Sometimes you might top ticket and it does this for the rest of the day and continues down. And guess what? It doesn't matter. Like, you need to respect your risk. You need to have rules set in place. And that is exactly why we're here. And so the fact that I really have rules, not, part of the strategy, and the rules that I should be following, I didn't follow them here, and we ended up with a losing trade. I would have much rather have ended up with a losing trade with this ad up here after I miss, cutting here. But in the grand scheme of things, the perfect play here would have been to cut here. Could have got back in where I did, add here, add over the whole dollar. So it would have been 112, which is what I'm comfortable with in most situations. The 1124, that's when it starts to get a little scary. But in this case, it would have had to happen because it was the key whole dollar area. And you have to stick to your strategy. It's that simple. The rules are rules for a reason, and that is what it is. And that's what this was. This was me following my rules after I made my 2 mistakes, and that's why we took the loser. So we ended up with $40 in the hole, $129 on this trade. The $89 from CREE brought us up to 40, and then obviously after commissions, again, the commissions actually aren't that bad after you do the math on them. I was messing around with it a little bit. So when I take 300 shares, it's $1.20 versus $2.95. So if we want to just add up all the commissions real quick, we could do that. So plus 1.2. So that's those 2 trades. And it's a minimum of 50 cents. So for each time I took 50 shares, that's 50 cents. So we'll just do the $2. Oops. Plus 2. And then 600 would be $1.20 times so plus 240. What am I doing? Okay, so we got 240. Let me back up. So 240 plus 2 plus 240, and then plus 480 for when we covered everything. So $11.60 in commissions versus what would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tickets. So if we would have done 8 times 295, $23.60. So that's $12 just today in commissions that I saved just through 8 tickets with the new lamppost route that CMEG is offering. So if you want to check that out, just check out my CMEG review. I have it linked in the description, as well as I think I pinned the comment. And that's all I got for you guys today. So again, we're happy we took this loser. We learned, 2 valuable lessons from it, and that's what the rest of this month is for. The rest of this month is to hopefully, obviously we don't want to be in losers, but when they do happen, we want to hopefully improve on them so that when they do happen, we can make them maybe, less on the P&L, or just, non-existent by, managing them correctly. So like and subscribe, guys. Always appreciate the support. We're still growing. It's awesome. Questions and comments down below. I love having your questions. It helps me learn. Hopefully helps teach you guys something as well. Hopefully we're teaching each other in the process. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.